being here today. Start off by saying I don't feel much differently than I did after the game. I thought our defense and special teams played at a real high level. After watching the film, I still feel that way. I think they're playing good football and they are improving week to week. Offensively, didn't play good enough to win, and obviously no secret about that. But I thought the defense was outstanding. I think that they held a explosive Southern Miss team to about half of what they've been averaging passing the ball in the year. Held them to 20 points when they'd averaged 35 points per game, and really did a heck of a job creating another turnover. And they're doing a lot of what we ask, and they're really making some great strides. I think Coach Smith and our defensive staff have done a really good job keeping that side of the ball focused and striving to get better, not just every day, but every game, and finding ways to challenge them. So again, really pleased with that. Thought that was another positive step forward for them. Special teams wise, they had the #1 kickoff returner in the nation. They have a dynamic punt returner. And I think they had 2 yards in punt returns. We averaged 46 yards net. And kickoff return wise, they had 1 for 18. So that's a great job by all the guys on our units covering those things, and our kickers and punters doing a super job. Offense, not good enough, not even close. Still having problems protecting the ball, and it's really frustrating. I feel bad for the rest of our team that the offense is playing that way, and that's what I have to do. I have to keep encouraging all these guys, and the guys on defense, the guys on special teams, while we continue to have the offense work and try to get out of this rut that we're in. And the biggest thing, again, is protecting the football. Very simply, we have to protect the football. We've said it a million different ways, but the bottom line is ball security equals job security. If you can't protect the ball, you can't play, because everybody's livelihood is in your hands when you have the football. So that's what we're doing in terms of continuing to emphasize on offense. Made a few changes in terms of how we're going to prepare. Don't feel like we're getting the message delivered to the players in the right way by some of our assistant coaches on offense. So we're going to take away the game of telephone. Coach Mack is going to talk to the entire unit when he talks, when they watch film together. He's going to treat it very much like an NFL operation in that regard, and we're going to make sure that we are all singing out the same hymnal, because they're hearing one person deliver the message, and that's going to be Coach Mack. So for all those issues where we're having people not able to do simple things, that we're able to communicate to them, this is how we want it done. There will be no confusion going forward. Coach Mack will be delivering the message, and I believe that's really going to help our guys clean this up. It's my job to keep everybody going on this team and put them in the best situations possible, whether that's in the building, whether it's at practice, and of course in games. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. I'm going to continue to work for them and keep them positive. And we realize that we still have a third of our season to play. And it starts this weekend with a homecoming game, having Marshall come in here. Excited about that. They're a great team. Top of the eastern side. Doc Holliday does a heck of a job coaching them year in and year out. Their consistency is really outstanding. The whole time he's been there, he's done a great job. Offensively, their running game is the deal. They've got an outstanding running back in Brandon Knox, and Brandon Knox is outstanding. He's a bigger back than you think he is. He runs through tackles, but he's nifty on his feet as well. The quarterback-driven run game is good. And they got tight ends that some of them run in the 4-5, so they're not the normal tight ends you see day to day, and certainly not any Clydesdale type tight ends. They're guys that when they catch the ball, they can do things with it. That'll be a great challenge for our defense to stay locked in and on their assignments there. Their defense is led by Brad Lambert. He was the head coach of Charlotte last year. Does a heck of a job with their defense right now. They're doing a great job making things messy at the point of attack. They're physical at the point of attack. And they're doing a good job in the pass game. And the reason I think more than anything is they're getting hits on the passer, they're getting sacks, and some of it is his ability to run some cover zero stuff and outnumber you there in the throw game. So it's going to be a great challenge for our football team. And as always, as every week, they've got a dynamic returner back there that our special teams will have to take care of. And we're still really looking for that big explosive play in the return game that we really want. We're working towards. We've got a lot of people working towards, and we're close on a couple where the return is just right there. So we're going to keep working in all 3 phases and try to give ourselves the best chance to win this week. With that, I'll open up for any questions.
Can you talk a little bit about the quarterback situation heading into this week, maybe an update on Tom if you have it?
Yeah, so obviously you were at practice last week. Tom was taking all the reps with the ones. He ended up having a back issue during our walkthrough, wasn't able to play, and right now he's still working through it. If you've ever had one of those muscular things where your back locks up, I don't know if anybody knows an exact timetable, but it's getting better, he's improving, and we're optimistic we'll have him for this weekend. I don't know what he'll be able to do in practice today, to be honest with you.
And then if Tom, for any reason, can't go this weekend, have you thought past that?
Oh yeah, we've thought about every possibility out there. We've got some things that we're going to kick around this week and give some people some opportunities. We're doing some things to simplify the offense so we can play a little bit faster and not let anything be limited by age or experience in the system right now. I believe that the West Coast offense, I believe that pounding the rock is the way we'll win championships here. Right now, I'm not sure if that's exactly our best way, just to go with somebody that can get us to the right play, because we're not executing at a high enough level. So right now, we're going to kick everything around. We're doing a few different things, like I mentioned, in terms of how we meet and how we prepare. But more than that, we're going to see how the week turns out at practice. We've got to let it play out on the practice field. We can't just say we want to see this and then put somebody in there. It's got to play out the right way when we give people those opportunities.
So you say you're tailoring your scheme to the ability of your athletes versus taking your athletes and trying to put it into a scheme?
Maybe the opposite of that. I think what we're saying is we're going to make this a very, we're going to simplify the system so that it won't matter somebody's experience in this system. If they have the ability to help our football team now, we want to make sure we can give them that opportunity on the field. Where, I think I looked back at some of the quarterbacks we had at other places, and then they were year 3 in the system, and all this stuff was easy for them, and then they could use their athletic ability as well. Right now, I'm afraid that we could paralyze some guys in their athletic ability and stunt them, if you will, by having them think too much of the line of scrimmage. Whether it's thinking too much about a protection call, whether it's thinking too much about, hey, let's make sure I get to this perfect play, or it's a full field progression. And sometimes those things are very hard. I mean, you look at a lot of offenses across America in college football right now, and guys aren't asked to do a whole lot of full field reads. They're asked to, hey, read this defender, 1 to 2 to your feet. And so we'll see how this goes this week. We've got a great plan in place. Talked to Coach Mack for a while last night. Really like where this plan's going.
With the maybe in homecoming, obviously a lot of emphasis on that.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, anytime you're part of a homecoming, one of our big donors, who's actually become a friend of mine, it's his 30th reunion homecoming. So I know that there's going to be some great people come back and come and watch us play. And hopefully we can put on a great show for them and find a way to get a W for them and really help their celebration on Saturday.
Did you have an update on Aston as well?
Aston will be full go at practice today.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Show you want to come up first.